All right, Alico 3, let's do a little different type of video here. This will be recent cards added to the PC. So let's get started. So these are cards I've bought, gotten back graded, cards that I've decided to keep for now. Doesn't mean they'll be in the collection forever, but doing the Willie Mays Topps run, so this 64, it's a really nice copy. It's got great centering, color, eye appeal. So I'm not going to do any prices either at the bottom. That's I'll save that for when it's orders that come back. This is a really nice Calvin. The Exquisite, it's got that swatch or that patch that you're looking for. 8.5 was what SGC gave it. And I'll kind of give you reasons as to why I keep some of these and didn't put them in the store. There's a lot of cards I put in the store. I think this Breeze had nice eye appeal. It could have been one that I thought was possibly in 10 quality too. So cards like that I typically keep. So that's the blue. Don't know why they didn't mark that on the slab, but they're probably busy. They are busy, let's put it that way. That's a back I've talked about. Nick Chubb, you know, he's a back that I think eventually, if he continues to compile, could be a Hall of Fame candidate. Obviously right now he's not, but I think he's pushing 6,000 career rushing yards, 50 touchdowns or so, and an average career average over 5, which is pretty sensational. But we'll have to see how much more consistency he has left. This is the Legacy, so you know it's a card that it's not in incredible condition, but it's the Showcase Legacy, which they didn't really do a great job of making these cards look much different than the base. Of course, it says the Legacy right there, but gotta have my Tony Gwynn. So this is a Tony Gwynn Bowman, just 93 Bowman that I probably bought that for like 25 bucks, and this one as well was in an auction. I just thought it was cool because it's Ricky Williams, it's a rookie, it's the gold script, so it's numbered to 100. More Tony Gwynn, but this is the Fleer rookie, so it is fun to try to buy these raw and send them in. I don't think I've ever gotten a 10 from a card I bought raw. I've gotten a lot of 9s on this card, but oh no, I've gotten an SGC 9.5 before, but just an iconic card. So the Gwynn, and that one checked out to me. Like if I buy a card for the PC and I look at it and I don't think it's truly a 10, then I just sell it. So cards I bring home for the PC I think look like 10s. It's crooked in the slab, but Hands of Gold, I might put that into the sell pile. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of this card, and I don't obsess about adding cards to the set registry for PSA to get more points or whatever. I don't like to buy cards that I don't like. This is one of my coolest pickups, probably all of 2022. This is the Brett, and there's a story behind this one. It was purchased by from a card shop owner, from a collector, and the collector supposedly pulled it in a pack not too long ago, and they decided, I think the guy that bought it decided to get graded, or the collector had it graded and sold it to him. I'm not sure the exact nature of it, but the Brett 75 in a 9, I thought it looked, it's got great centering. So that Brett, this one came back, I think this was in my one of my bulks. So that's the 87 Bellingham. That's one of Griffey's first cards. So Bellingham was his 87 summer team. I think that one is known as an XRC. James Wood, we'll kind of see what happens with him. You know, this is a card that it's got some value now, but a few years down the road, this could be like a $5, $10 card, to be honest with you. That's what happens with most of the prospects. But as of right now, James Wood could be a good player. And, you know, it's possible. I think this one came back from PSA. The Topps debut, Vic. That's a 10. Great image. Fantastic set. On-card auto. It's printed at $4.99. The Pirates, the SP of Cruz. Just a card that came back. I don't know why I kept it. I just kept it for whatever reason. He's got some issues with on-base percentage, but he's still pretty young. Rogers Score. Just a card that I thought was pretty undervalued. I think you can get this for like $125 now. But Rogers Score. Clemens Topps. Now this is one that just has incredible eye appeal for a 9. It's honestly almost as nice as the 10 I have. Not quite, but it's really close, so I thought I'd keep it. It's only worth about $50, I think, to sell it. Just a card that I sent in myself. Anything that starts 57041 is from one of my recent bulks. So, I mean, just a card I sent in for $8, $9, and it came back at 10, so I decided I'd keep it. Keem Elijah won the 93 Finest Refractor. Just a neat card that I sent in, and it came back, and it got a 9, so I decided to keep it. I don't have a lot of his cards, so Keem Elijah won Refractor from 93. It's a pack pulled pup. So Jeter 94, second year Bowman. This actually should probably have something else on the label, like silver or parallel, because this is the 1 out of 5, which is impossible. I'd love to see what a Rogers out of 5 goes for, but this is the Cedric Benson, so it's a different league of card, but it's still rare, and it's got a great grade for a thick SP Authentic card. So, and I bought that raw for like $60 maybe. So back to Nick Chubb. This is a blue. So these blues were retail exclusive, I believe, and the print on this is probably 5 or 6 copies. So incredibly rare. Nick Chubb blue in a 10. And that was bought through auction. Probably about, I think it was over $300. I think it wasn't cheap. Breeze vintage. This is cool. So I'm putting together a Ricky Henderson run of basically Donruss, Fleer, and Topps from his rookie in 1980 through about 89. So just doing that for fun, not typing it into the website or anything, just doing it as a collector. Always been a fan of Ricky. So 84 Donruss is tough. Of course, it's got the rookie with Mattingly and Strawberry. Nice shine on this one. This is the Urlacher. That's the Bowman Chrome 2000. Okay, so we talked about the Chubb blue, so the reds are slightly more populated. There's probably around 8 or 9 reds, and I'm just giving an estimate ballpark. This one's a little off center, and there's a little white on the back, but this Kamara just came back in an order, and I thought it was a card I would keep. So Crime Dog. A bunch of these got sent off in a recent bulk, and mostly 9s is what they came back as, and it's probably a fair grade, but this is the Crime Dog. Recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, so of course his card's got a little boost off the start, and I'm sure in the long term they'll all be more than they would have if he wasn't a Hall of Famer. I don't know, I have a thing for Bo Jackson cards, so when this came back, even though he's in the Angels uniform, I would prefer it in the Royals. I just kept it. I like Bo. I like 94 Bowman, and it was pack pulled. So what the hell? LT Longevity. This is technically an XRC 19 of 30. Fantastic eye appeal. The Draft Picks 98 Topps flagship Peyton. This card could easily be a PSA 10. It could be a PSA 9, but it fits an SGC 9.5. Sean Alexander, he's talked about a lot on the channel, but just a back that compiled 100 career rushing touchdowns, which is a fantastic number. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer. He's the tier right below that. But this is, the iconic 2000 Spa set, 1250 print on that one. SP Game Use Vic. This is a slightly thicker card that came back at 10, so I decided I would keep it for now. That could be one that could go into the store. And then cards like this that come back, cards that I think are strong nines. There's definitely cards I get back that look like eights that get into the 9 holder, but this one came back and I thought it could, if this was in a 10 holder, I think it was a weak 10, so that makes it a strong 9. And the same goes for this Brady. Top to bottom, right to left. The back's pretty much flawless as well. This could easily be a 10, so gonna keep this one. It's got one small corner. It's not dinged, but it's just not absolutely perfect. So probably makes sense as a 9, but if you look at it quick, it looks like a 10. Here's the Kamara blue. So we saw the Chubb blue. Here's Kamara's from the year before. 2017 blue prism. Those are just cool cards. This one came back, and I'm pretty sure I bought this one raw, it's really almost impossible to buy a Contenders 01 ticket of Vic, Breeze, or Tomlinson and send it in and get a 9. Most times it's 6 to 8s. 10's pretty much not gonna happen. But this one. So this one looks like a 10 if you don't look at the sticker. It's got something going on in the sticker, and I think that was counted against it, which is fair. But the front and back are just flawless, so I decided to keep this one. It's got great eye appeal. This is one that I thought, it just came back, and it's just a neat card. I don't think most people would care for it, but it's 1650. It's Topps Chrome base of Jamal Lewis. And it's not the strongest 10. It doesn't have perfect centering. It could definitely be a 9, but decided to keep one, and I sold one as well. Prospect Auto Soto. I think these are down to about 1,000, so it's probably a decent time to pick one up if you're in the market for a Soto. But the Bowman Chrome first auto from 2016. Here's the Prospect, the Refractor, same card but the Refractor, $4.99. Don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I just talked about it in a recent video, so yeah, definitely a lot of these cards you guys have probably seen before, but this one was bought raw for like $2,000, and the current value is probably $600, so dug a huge hole there on that card, but it happens sometimes. Gold Refractor Portis. Bought it raw. I don't even know what the price was. Probably like $40. I mean, something cheap. And I thought I had a shot at a 10. It got a 9. I decided to keep it. Rogers Elite. I think I just bought this in an auction a couple weeks ago. Prices are down on this card. I think in the long term they'll trend back up a little. They most likely will not reach the levels when they peaked, but still. This one just looked cool. I don't know, something about this card in the tux. Maybe something about the card. I just kept it, and he's a good player too. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. So Devontae Topps Chrome Refractor Auto. There's a hockey card. So Patrick Kane. That's the Ultimate Collection. So this was like a PSA 7 or something crazy like that, and I didn't understand. I thought it was like a 9, so I just snapped it out and sent it. Got a 9.5. This one's been shown before. This is just one of my best hits ever, grading wise, and it's probably worth $2,000, but this was sent in. I picked it up raw. it's just cool to pick up a card like this raw for $50 and send it in and get a 10, which it's really tough to do. So when you get when you have this happen, it's something that you don't forget. So, but that's not a card I'm going to sell. Keep that one. You know, cards like this, some more PSA 9s that have a lot of 10 qualities. This is the traded. This is probably like a $175, $200 card right now. But the top's traded Pujols Ichiro. Brilliance Gold to 99. This card was cheap. It was like 85, $90 just in an auction. I thought that was a good deal for a Gwyn Brilliance Gold, considering it's only it's a cool insert from the 90s and it's out of 99. Was this one? Yeah, this card looked like it could be a 10, so I kept it. Julio SPX. Not a ton of value in this card or set, but you know, he'll eventually be enshrined in Canton, so it's not a bad card to hold on to. So more cards for the Hank run. The Hank Tops run is what I'm working on. So probably about 70% through, but these were just added to the 70 tops. Nice copy. Not the greatest centering on that one, and then this 66, the 66 and an 8. So I'm looking for, you know, cards in the 70s and 60s and 8s, and then 50s and 7s, if that makes sense. That's 66. The horizontal. So there's only 25 of this. Print is 25 copies. You don't see these pop up ever. Definitely on track for Canton. This was just picked up. So this Gwyn. And it checked out. So not the coolest card, but it was picked up for a decent price. So I decided I would hold on to that one. The Brady Fleer rookie. This is neat. Always fun to try to pick these up raw and grade them. But here's Kurt Warner. That's his Donruss 1999. A couple of these were slabbed as PSA 8s. I thought they were 9s, to be honest with you guys. So this is the Row 3 Legacy from 98 and the Row 1 from 98. So they're both out of 100. But just cards that I opted for a second opinion on. Bonds for the Bonds run. I'm doing Fleer, Donruss, Tops, Upper Deck Score. Just picking up the cards from 80s and 90s. And this Fleer was a card that I needed. Ripken's another guy that I collect. So Ripken Fleer, 1983. Schmidt. Trying to get all the Schmidt Fleer Tops and Donrusses from 70s and 80s. Calvin Ultimate. This one's got, I think, a little corner issue, but I decided to keep it anyway. So I got an 8. This one came back a while ago, but it's just the only time I've ever gotten a 10 on this card. And I've sent in probably over 100, I would say. I've gotten PSA 9s many times, and I've gotten SGC 9s, but it's really hard for me to get a 10 on that set. But that's it, guys. I'll probably do another one of these if you guys enjoyed this one. I'll upload it. You guys can let me know what you think about the cards and why I kept them, etc.